On TikTok, I'm at Life Coach Kanye, and here the name of the group is Authentic and Thriving. So my name is Kanyisa, that's how you would say it. I'm from South Africa, and I live in Seattle, Washington. My tribe in South Africa is Xhosa. I am a very proud Xhosa woman. Um, but I've been traveling for the past 10 years, so I haven't lived in South Africa for 10 years, and I go home to visit. So I've been a teacher, I've been a student of the world, I've been an entrepreneur, I've done a lot of things with my life, and now I am a life coach. Keep them coming. Oh my God, keep them coming. And I'm a life coach, and my goal, my work as a life coach, is to help women who feel stuck, women who feel like they need more in their life, they need to grow. So I am a clarity and mindset coach. And what that means is I help women figure out what it is that they want to do with their lives and how to go about getting it, what type of things that they do. So I work around boundaries, setting boundaries, clarifying the vision that you have for your life, and being courageous in going and getting it, because sometimes fear will be there, and most of the time fear will definitely be there. And when fear is around, what we are called for is courage. A lot of the things that I have done with my life, I have been scared shitless. I have been fucking terrified, but I have done it because I wanted to live a life that was in my own terms. I wanted to live a life that was defined by me, and that required a lot of sacrifice, a lot of consequences. So I help my clients see different perspectives, see what could be on their way. And today I wanted to just be here in this space and say, welcome to the group. This is not my group, okay, guys? This is our group. I want this to be our group. So whenever you find something that you think will motivate someone in the group, share with us. When you find a quote, when you're feeling down and you just want someone to encourage you, drop it, will come. But I want this to be a community. I don't want this to be a Kanyisa thing. Yes, I started it, but it doesn't matter if it's just me. I'm a village girl. Okay, I am from the villages of South Africa, and if I learned anything about the village that I love and hold dear, is that sense of community. That to grow as a person and to be whole, you have to allow space for community in your life. And I think sometimes to heal also, a lot of you are here looking for healing, you're here looking for motivation, you're here looking to be inspired. And I love that you think I can do that, but I want to assure you that I cannot do it on my own. So I want you guys to be involved and know that you can do what you need to do. Okay, before I do my short little, that was my intro, right? So Elizabeth is from Florida. We did have a Zoom on Monday. I really loved connecting with you. I'm from Free State. I found you on TikTok. Okay, TikTok coming through. I think a lot of you found me on TikTok. So I have been thinking about, what do I want to share with you guys today? What is the thing that I want you to take away from this live? A few days ago, I posted my vision for the group. I posted my vision for the group because I wanted it to be clear on why we're here. I don't want this to be another group that is on the list of groups that you are a part of on Facebook, but there's no life, there's no posting. It's just like you are in this group, or it's a group that is not for you to grow. I want this to be a group for you to grow. So I posted my vision for the group and the things that I want to share. I was thinking about, how am I going to serve you? You are here and you are saying, Kanye, I heard you say something on TikTok and I loved it. And so either you want me to be your coach, or you just want to be in a space where I will be available. So I was like, okay, this is the plan. And yesterday I was supposed to go live, but life happens. My wife was on television yesterday. She's a fitness coach, and so she was on TV yesterday. And so we had this long day where I had to help her get ready. And so the plan didn't work out. That's what I'm trying to say. But today we're home, and I was like, I'm going to go and talk to them. So, what do I want you to know today? Today, I want you to know that you are allowed to take care of yourself. And I just want to start off by saying that a lot of the times we feel selfish when we choose to take care of ourselves. We feel like something is wrong with doing that. Something is wrong with me wanting to put me first. And I know that feeling because we, especially us women, whether we're straight, queer, gay, black, white, brown, whatever we are, the message has always been women are nurturing by nature. So, what that means is women are meant to put everyone first. Women are meant to put everyone first, and we are supposed to just be the last thoughts, the last thought in our own minds and in our own lives. And so, as you are beginning this journey of growth, I want you to think about what are the ways am I self abandoning? That's the word that really hit me hard last year. It's a word that really got me working, even with my clients, with myself. The thing about coaching is I get to look at myself before I bring a truth to everyone else. I get to reflect it on myself first, which has been a life changing thing because I thought I was going to life coach other people. And I'm like, no, everything that I am learning in this process of growing as a coach and growing as really just wanting to take care of people was I get to learn first. And so one of the terms that really helped me was, how do I self abandon? What are the ways in which I self abandon? And for me, self abandoning was really tied to the need to please everyone. The chronic people pleaser. Chronic people pleasers also become chronic self abandoners because every time you think about doing something for yourself, you also think about how it's going to impact other people. And listen, I'm not saying be that person who doesn't consider people's feelings. Of course, you should. Of course, you should consider how people feel. But you should also think about if I am not making a decision for myself, something that will heal me because I'm worried about other people, then how is that leaving me? How am I not doing the things that I want to do in my life because I am too worried about everyone else around me? But also, we have to understand that our journey of self abandoning and also our journey of people pleasing is rooted in our childhoods. We learn these things in our childhood. I always tell my clients, you are just a story. That's all we are. We are stories told by others, and now when we become grown, we live out those stories. But the biggest of our challenge is, how do I change the story of who I am based on people's ideas of who I should be and turn it around and make it this is the story that I want to live out authentically in my life? So, one of the things that I want to leave you with today is if you don't have a journal, go buy one. Go buy a journal because in this group, I'm going to be challenging us to do a lot of journaling. I think Elizabeth and I talked about this on Monday. She's here that when you journal, when you write down your thoughts, your feelings, everything, the pen and paper don't fucking judge you. They don't. You're just telling it how you feel. And if you need to, you hide it. It's totally fine. But also, when you journal, you get to process all these feelings in that you have in your life that you're putting away. If anything is resonating for you, okay, just put it in the comments. Say, yes, I'll go buy a journal. Yes, I'll journal my thoughts. If you have a journal, tell me in the comments, I have a journal. What I want you to journal today, because we all do it, I promise you we all do it. I want you to write down, how do I self abandon? I'll give you an example. I would self abandon by making plans for myself. My plan today is to stay at home and read a book. Simple. I want to spend time with myself. I want to stay at home and read a book. But if someone calls me and says, hey, can you let's go do something? The self abandoning would be me going, oh, okay, fine, then I guess I don't need to do this. I'll go hang out with this person. That's self abandoning. because I didn't respect what I wanted to do with my time and gave it to someone else. Let me know if that makes sense in the comments, and let me know if you have questions. So I want you to journal, how do you self-abandon? Start it like that. How do I self-abandon? And I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to really, really be raw and honest with yourself and tell yourself how you self-abandon. Write it down. If you need to put names of people, like when this person makes me do this and I say yes, but inside I really want to say no. We've all felt that, right? Like that thing in the pit of our stomach that goes, you don't really want to do that, but you do it anyway because you have learned to self abandon. And then what I want you to do is tell yourself a different story. How am I not going to? The opposite of self abandoning is choosing yourself every single fucking time. Every single time. If you said, I'm going to stay at home and read a book, and your homie calls you to go out drinking, and you are tired, you are exhausted, you've had a hard week, all you want to do is just fucking lay out and read, you should learn to say no. That is one of the biggest things that self abandoners have not practiced doing, and chronic pleasers. We have not learned to say no. Okay? Let me attend to the comments. I don't like writing, but I want to challenge myself, so I'll buy a journal. Listen, I know I was the same. I was those girls, in high school where girls have diaries. I did not have one. I was like, this is the most stupid shit I have ever seen in my life. Why? Because I didn't understand it. And what I will do, go buy a journal, and we will start working with journaling prompts. We'll do that. I'll try and create time. But honestly, what I am giving you now, these are things that I only help my clients with, but I'll provide this with for you, because I know we all need it. It's a daily struggle, always putting everyone else first. I convince myself that my needs or wants don't matter. Listen, you don't convince yourself that. Someone convinced you of that. One of the things when I have my clients come to me and they say, oh, I am this, I do this. I'm like, who told you you are that? Who convinced you that you don't matter? Those are the big questions. And if you really sit with yourself, you can go, well, every time I would try to do this as a kid, there would be an authority figure, a parent, an older brother, an uncle who would say, no, 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 you do this first. What you want to do doesn't matter. And what we do, because of our inner child issues, because of the stuff that we learned from our childhood, and a lot of the time that shit was toxic as fuck, we embody it, and this is how we show up as grown people. So the story, Elizabeth, that I want you to tell yourself now is, what I need matters. Even if you write it down as an affirmation in your journal, I think I told you to go get one as well. Write down on your journal, even if it's that one thing that you write this whole entire week, even if you type it on your phone, my needs and my want matter. And it is okay for me to ask for what I want. It is okay for you to ask for what you want. And I want you guys, all of you, to know that we are so convinced to keep it together, to show the strong front. Strong women don't ask for help. Strong women don't need help. That is a lie that has kept us sad, miserable, depressed, stressed, anxious for most of our lives because we've been told not to ask for help. So change the story, babes. What I need matters. Journal that shit, write that affirmation. I do have one, but I have never used it. It's okay. It's okay. We can start today. We can start using that journal today. It's totally fine. You're fine. So, but also what I can do here is come on, you guys, and I can share with you the things that I do, the routines that I have, the habits that I've been working on most of my life. But it's going to take you taking action. So get that fucking journal out. Also, yo, you guys, I curse a lot, okay? Be fine with that. Get that journal out, dust it off, and start using it. Obviously, there was a reason you bought it, okay? So get it out and start using it. Don't be that person who buys shit and doesn't use them. It's a waste of money. Okay, I'll take a few questions because I have a client in the next 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll do this. Ever since I've had the conversation with you and tried to talk to my fiance that night, I got emotional and teary, and instead of being, oh, Elizabeth, I'm so sorry. I, needless to say, no conversation was had. I kept my feelings and things I needed to say to myself. So, when I'm really sorry that happened. I think that, one of the things that you and I, without sharing a lot, was how do I ask for what I need? How do I sit someone down and say, this is what I need? And the person that I'm talking to, do they have the emotional capacity to show up for what I need? Sometimes we tell people what we need, but they do not have the interest, the know-how, nor the emotional capacity to handle what we need from them. And I think what is also totally, absolutely fucked with your situation, Elizabeth, what you're sharing with us today, is that this is your fiance. This is someone, by virtue of agreeing to marry you, has said, I will help you carry your shit. And I'm really sorry that that's not how you are, how she's showing up for you. So you show up for you. You show up for yourself. And I will come on in the next few days and talk about maybe what are the other, how can we show up for ourselves? And so right now, when she's not listening to you, instead of keeping them to yourself, write them down. I do this even to this day. When I feel like there's something that I need to say or needs to be said, and I really struggle with finding the words, how do I say it? How do I approach it? I say it all to my journal. I write it to my journal. I pretend I'm talking to the universe, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I say it as a prayer. Sometimes I just say it as it is. Today totally sucked. And I write all my feelings down because when you write down, it helps us to not bottle it up so much, even if there's not one person that knows, but you've let it out. You found an outlet to let it out. And that's what I'm going to ask you to do, Elizabeth. Find something where you can say, this is how I feel. It doesn't need to be a person. You can type it on your phone, you can type it on your computer, lock your files, I don't know, but it doesn't have to be a person. All right, I'm gonna run through this. Oh, I don't know why she's like that, babe. I really don't. She could be better for you. I hope she was. Uh, like your examples of self-abandoning, quick question. When we often decide to rather focus on yourselves, won't I end up losing people who are meant to be the closest? Won't it be like, yeah, now you become okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say. I love this question because it is one of the things that are the consequences of self choosing. The consequences of self choosing is that you will lose people. Let me explain to you why. Part of not self abandoning is creating healthy boundaries, right? Healthy boundaries say, hey, people closest to me, this is how I am going to be living my life now. This is how I'm going to be engaging in life. This is how I'm going to be showing up in life. But the people who benefit from you not having boundaries, they will fall off. And I want you to sit with that. There are people that benefit from you self abandoning. There are people who will take that last 100 rands and not give it back when you have said, this is my last 100 rands, and they will take it and spend it and not giving back to you. So those people who benefit from that energy that you have, the scared little child who is afraid of losing people. People see that energy to latch on because you are afraid if I start choosing myself, what does it even mean to be self-centered? You should be self-centered. You are the most important relationship in your life. I say this all the time. You are the most important relationship in your life. And people they want you to treat yourself like you are the last relationship like you are the least important relationship in your life. And so when people start saying, oh my God, she's so self centered because she didn't want to do A, B, C, and D for me, baby girl, that is not love. People who truly love you, truly want the best for you, will respect your boundaries, will respect you choosing yourself, saying no. Saying no is one of the biggest things that people cannot stand because they've never heard you say it before. And it shocks them. Wait a minute, did she just say no to me? Because they used to you saying yes all the time. People who love and respect you will hold space for you to be who you are without judgment and without name calling. So decide and act accordingly. I'm not saying go burn your relationships. I told this to someone recently that one of the best books I read last year was Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And she talks about how in her life with her partner, she pretended like they were on an island and those were her boundaries. And when people were ready to come into her life and accept her exactly for who she is, she would send them a boat. Obviously, it's metaphorical. She would send them a boat, and that is, you can come now. But until you have established your boundaries, know what your boundaries are, know who your boundaries are for, and know why you have them. Those are the three most important things. When you can establish those and be true to them. And another thing that we do, I'll come and do a talk on boundaries soon, is we set boundaries and we don't respect them ourselves. And so, of course, other people are not going to respect them. So I think there are layers to your question, and there are so many different ways in which we can engage with them and answer them. But for now, I want you to know that in the process of self choosing and the process of being authentic, and when you are growing, there are people who will not benefit from you anymore. And that does come at a cost. But choose yourself anyway. I hope that helps.